Hi, Reverend Paul Slatkus, and I have a very interesting and important conversation I'm going to have here with Janice Burnett. Hi, Janice. How are you today?
I'm good, and I hope you are too.
I am very good. I like your last name. Burnett. And I'll tell you why. Because I started my career in '72 with on a show called Carol Burnett. Now, and she was a lovely lady and a lovely show. Are you related at all?
I have a sister-in-law named Carol, but it's not the same Carol. But yes, I enjoyed her shows too, still do.
You know what it was about her shows, and I think it is appropriate to what we're going to talk about now and why I liked it, was that they're family friendly.
Yes.
The shows were made you laugh, they made you smile, but they also made you think. And I think that you're an author. We're going to talk about this. You've created a book with inspiring kids stories, inspiring kids in general, I guess, the importance of early literacy. And so, tell us a little bit about your background and how come you've pursued this uh,
Okay.
business.
Right. I always enjoyed Bible stories as a child, but I don't really remember when I first read them. Um, I also taught for 34 years, and part of that time, most of my time, was with beginning and even struggling readers. And so I wrote a couple of books as a teacher that just little small books for beginning readers and topics of interest that they had that I couldn't find a book for. And also a few little books for my grandchildren about, say, the first day of school or pets they had or things like that, and realized how much they enjoyed those books. Well, right now I'm a retired teacher and I work with preschoolers at church. So I needed a story for a specific situation. So I said, why not try a Bible story? So I wrote one and the children loved it. And I thought, well, maybe we'll go from there. So I ended up doing several more just for my kids at church. And then my daughter says, why not publish? So here we are.
There you go. Congratulations. What is the book called?
It's called Bible Stories for Beginning Readers.
You have a
And
copy of it with you by
I
chance?
sure do. Not there.
I would need you to raise it a little higher, right above your head. Okay, Bible stories for beginner readers. There it is. You have a young man reading a book overall. And then what's this picture in the corner? What is that? You got, first of all, you have some of those things that making him think. Uh,
Right.
zeros, O's, or zeros. What is
He's
that in?
thinking about a ship
Oh,
because one of the stories is about how Jesus calmed the storm. So
oh,
he's
nice.
thinking about that stormy ship right there on the sea.
You know, I love books, and by far they give you that opportunity to expand your mind, to think about what you're reading and the world and how it applies to you, I guess, in your scenario. So tell us how you. And my mother was a librarian. Okay, so
That's great.
I've been through thousands of authors. Tell us how you feel that the book is making it. Is it because of the content, the way you wrote it? Or what do you, how, could you read something to me?
Okay, a little bit of background is that as a reading instructor for beginning readers, I got to thinking about Bible stories because there are not many out there that are, not that I know of, for actually beginning readers. There are a lot of children's Bible story books, but they're to be read to children. I wrote this one to be read by children, and that's the difference. And so it's very particular about the number of words on a page, the size of the font, the pictures that illustrate the story without being
Hold it up and then tell me what you mean by
okay.
that.
All right, for instance, here, when Jesus is feeding the
Okay,
5,000,
raise the book. Okay. Feed the
got it.
people. Okay.
Jesus tells them to feed the people, but they have no money, no food.
Oh, okay.
It's just very
You have a
simple.
picture who did the pictures? Did you draw the pictures too?
I did.
You did? Oh, all right. So you're an artist as well. All right.
Well, sort of.
But now I'm hungry.
uh, um, but then they spot the boy who has food, and then you see the basket and
Yes.
tell what's in there and the numbers. Teach
Yes.
your children the numbers that get larger as the number gets larger.
Loaves of butter. Okay,
So
nice.
it shows that they can support the text with the artist's work, and then support the text with the 1 and 2 fish.
Nice. Oh, very creative. You're very creative, Ms. Burnett.
Thank you. And I have another example here of Jesus talking to the woman at the well. The other thing about my stories, there are simple books out there for children that maybe say, God made birds, God made trees, God, very simple text like that. Mine are actual stories that actually go from a sequence from beginning to end. And
That's Jesus just entered the room. I
this
don't
is
know.
my boss. That's my husband.
That's the boss? Oh, okay. You should.
We're at the office.
There you go.
Yeah, I should have put a don't disturb on the door.
It's okay. It's beautiful.
Yeah, let me give you an example of the storyline with the woman at the well. First of all, you see the well,
Right.
and then you see the Samaritan woman who's coming with her
Just
water
lower the book just a little. Okay, great. Yes.
bottle. Okay. And then they have a conversation. The rest of it is conversation. Please give me a drink of water.
Uh-huh.
And she says, what?
Right. Beautiful.
I can give you living water.
Wow.
She's looking at him again. What?
Uh-huh.
You will never be thirsty again.
Nice.
What? I want living water.
Wow.
And then he tells her, I am the Messiah.
Okay.
And then what is even louder? What? And she drops her water pot. It's an example of what I do.
You need to make a podcast. Did you make a podcast reading your book?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
But
you need to do that.
I'm thinking about, my daughter is talking to me about videoing a child actually reading the book.
Well, that's good.
That's kind of where I'm leaning right now.
You have different opportunities with your media. You know, you should definitely do a podcast. That's a beautiful thing, and which is quite easy, you know, to accomplish. A video with a child is another beautiful. You know, you got to the proper sets and scenery and so on. If you have any questions, you're welcome to call me. I've made a few shows in my life, and it seems like you have a wonderful book here. You know, I tell you that I worked on another. You got me in a mood here this morning. I worked on a show called Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, I saw that when I was a child. I watched that.
And so Bob Keeshan, the Captain Kangaroo, ended every show with a book, basically, and a reading in essence of a book. And it was similarly to the way we're approaching it. He would turn the pages, you know, I mean, we could go into a whole nother production level and go, you know, be inserting the pictures as you speak and so on and so forth.
Right.
I personally am into the old Bob Keeshan approach, which was him literally turning the pages like you're doing.
Right.
It's more of a, you know, what do you think about there's a big question, okay? What do you think about our approach we're using technology and for media, and the state of affairs is not what it was when Carol Burnett was making her show or Bob Keeshan was making her show. And you've been in the educational field for a bunch of years. So you know, there's a lot of great things, but there are some concerning things. And how do we proceed? What are some of your thoughts in, you know, keeping a happy, healthy, young, let's say, next generation population? Do you have any thoughts in that regard?
That's a tough question.
Big question.
There is so much technology out there that could be misused. And I'm not really into a lot of that. I do use a cell phone with texting, but I'm not into a lot of the other stuff like the podcasting and, you know, this type of thing. But it is a very useful tool. And most people, I would think now, especially the next generation, is getting their information that way through technology, not the traditional forms that we've used as kids. So I think to get the information out there, and especially thinking about early readers, if you're going to teach them to read, why not teach them to read the best book? So I want to get the information out there.
There you go. Well, congratulations to you. And where can the best book be bought?
Okay, right now it is available from my publisher at Westbow, and also it's on Barnes and Noble and on Amazon.
Okay, all right. That'll be in the written material that we've been provided by our good friend Luann. And it's all good. And congratulations to you. And I hope a lot of young people read the book. And I hope a lot of young parents or older parents or us grandparents spend time. That was the other important thing that Captain Kangaroo said. You know, after he finished reading the book, it was spend time with your kids.
That's right.
There you go. How many grandkids you have?
I have two, but they're a little older than the pre-read. But they're still a joy, very much.
You know, I think being a grandpa too, and or just being the way I am, which is trying my best to stay a child.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
you know, I think if we read a lot of these a book such as yours, at an older age, you know, life is over these X amount of years has brought new education to us, has brought new, you know, situations. If we read the same books we read in elementary school, we would be in better shape.
I've still got some of those books when the library discarded them. I got some, so I've got some of those. Another thing, you're talking about reading stories over and over. As I wrote this book, I had to go back to the Bible to make sure I was actually telling the story and not just something that had built over the years. I wanted to make sure it was authentic. And that's interesting that as many times as I had read those stories, I had to make sure they were right.
There you go. You did your research.
Yes.
There's a professional person. All right. Congratulations. All the best. And the name of the book is?
Bible Stories for Beginning Readers.
Beautiful. All right. Congratulations to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoyed it.
Okay, great. I did as well. Thank you.